self-compassion break. So what is self-compassion? Self-compassion is when we treat ourselves with the same kindness, care, and support that we would show to a good friend. But it's more than just kindness. In my view, self-compassion has three components, and they're really all necessary for this to be a healthy, helpful mind state. The first is actually mindfulness. So in other words, we need to be aware of when we're struggling, when we're having a difficult time, in order to be kind to ourselves. So, and sometimes we don't. We're just so lost in the problem, or just shoving it down because we can't deal with it, that we aren't even aware of how difficult it is in the moment. So we're mindful of our pain. And also it's very important to remember that it's not just us. Self-compassion is very different than self-pity. Self-pity is poor me. With compassion, the word compassion in Latin means to suffer with. There's a recognition that life is difficult for everyone. And also, whoever said life was supposed to be perfect or that you were supposed to be perfect. It's a recognition of the reality that the condition of being human is to have difficulties, to have struggles, to make mistakes, to be imperfect. And then finally, bringing in the kindness, treating yourself with the same type of warmth, care, encouragement, and support that you would very naturally show to a friend. So I'm going to lead you through an exercise where we're going to bring in these three components of self-compassion, mindfulness, common humanity, and kindness to a current difficulty. So many of us right now, that the current difficulty we're dealing with is the coronavirus pandemic, right? You may be isolated in your home. Things may have been canceled. Maybe you're sick yourself. Maybe you're worried about a loved one. So this could be your main form of difficulty or struggle right now. Or maybe something else is happening for you, a relationship issue or some other health issue. Or maybe you're just feeling really bad about yourself for some reason. So what I'd invite you to do is let's do this practice closing our eyes. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I'd invite you to close your eyes. Right, and just take a moment to settle in. So maybe taking a few deep cleansing breaths. So breathing in, holding, and then releasing, breathing out. Let's do this 2 more times. Deep breath in. And out. In. And out. So just letting your breathing return to normal, right? So just kind of feeling where your body is, feeling your feet on the floor, the weight of your body on your chair. Okay, so let come to mind something that's happening in your life right now that is challenging. So again, it could be the coronavirus, it could be a work situation, it could be some other difficulty in your life. So please choose something that's not overwhelmingly difficult. If you're overwhelmed, you actually won't be able to do the practice. Something that's challenging in your life right now. So call it to mind. Right? Who are the people involved? If there are people, what's happening or what might happen? Really getting in touch with the painful or difficult situation. Okay, so I'm going to bring in each of these 3 components of self-compassion that we're going to use really to hold this difficulty. So the first is mindfulness, right? Just remembering, being aware of the fact that this is really difficult. This is hard. This is painful. Right. So instead of seeing it for a moment, you can let go of the need to solve the problem or to make it go away in this moment. And just recognizing that, in this moment, it's hard for me. I hurt. Okay, and then also remembering common humanity, right? So difficulty, fear, pain, it's a part of life. It's a part of being human. You aren't alone, right? So see if you can find some words that convey that to yourself. Something like, there's a lot of people struggling around the world right now. Or, I'm not the only one feeling pain. Or, this is normal. There's nothing abnormal about having a challenging situation. You're really just reminding yourself that what you're going through, this is part of the shared human experience. Right, but because it's hard, we also want to be kind and supportive to ourselves. So you may want to do that partly with some sort of physical touch, maybe your hands on your heart or your face or your stomach, right? Some touch to remind yourself of your own caring presence. Right, and then bringing in some words of kindness. What is it that you need to hear right now as you're going through this situation? Right? Is it something like, I'm here for you. I care about you. I will do my best to protect you and keep you safe. And what is it that you need to hear? And if it's a hard question to answer, you may imagine, what would you say to a dear friend who's coming to you right now with the same struggle that you have? What might you naturally say to that friend to express your care and kindness and support? And then just try that with yourself. Okay, and then letting the practice go and opening your eyes, right? But also knowing that people have a variety of reactions to this. You may feel soothed, you may feel calmed. Sometimes what happens is we've had to close the door of our heart to survive. We start opening the door of our heart, the fresh air of love rushes in and like the pain rushes out. If that is happening to you, if you feel very uncomfortable, know that that doesn't mean you're doing the practice wrong. It means you're doing it right. That you just may need to, slow down a little bit. So in other words, there's no expectation for how we should be feeling right now. The important thing is we're setting our intention to be kinder and more supportive to ourselves. So that's the self-compassion break, and you can use it whenever you need to when times are difficult.